things feel hopeless right now, but try to find some positive, I guess, because I really just feel like doing absolutely nothing today and quitting. So I'm gonna lift.
At this point in the season, I'm 0-3 with a 5 ERA, and my goal of winning Sophomore Award feels like an impossibility, because to do that, I have to hit minimum benchmarks in these 7 categories just to qualify, and obviously, I'm nowhere close. But there's a lot of season left, and there's a lot of time. I just need to figure out why I'm not pitching well, which is exactly what I set out to do on Wednesday.
So, in looking at my game last night, going by Stuff Plus on my 5 pitches, 57, 65, 70, 74, 59, average being 50. So some pitches that were 20% above average and some that were 50% above average. My changeup was elite, or splitter, had on average 2.5 inches of vertical movement. My overall pitching plus, which is location based and stuff like that, was 63, and my total Stuff Plus was 67. Basically, above average, well below average results, which doesn't go together, really. In looking at the game, one thing I did notice, though, is that I gave up 9 hits. 7 of them were after throwing ball 1. I was 55% first pitch strikes. Now, part of that is like they just didn't swing hardly at all at any first pitches. So good approach on their end, I guess. But the first 10 hitters, I was 8 out of 10 first pitch strike. The 1 hit I gave up was after falling behind 1-0. It's harder to throw first pitch strikes when 1 run decides the game. You have to be finer. Like, I walked Sato on purpose on one of the at-bats, but then it's like, okay, now there's a run on, and now I have to be super careful that he doesn't steal or that whatever, you know. Whereas if you're ahead by 2 or 3 runs, like, you just go right after him, because even if he hits a homer, then it's just 1 run. 3 starts in, I'm 0-3, so I got to get 4 wins in a row just to get back to over 60% to qualify for that category of Sawamura. ERA title is going to be tough. Yeah, basically nothing's going right. There's not really any positive at all. I guess this brings up a point worth talking about while I'm doing these on the mental side of things. Like, I found for me, I don't know that this will work for you, but I don't try to like be overly positive, because I really feel like to be an elite competitor, you have to hate losing more than you love winning. I think if you never feel pain on losing, like if you don't feel the emotional pain, if it doesn't burn you, if you aren't miserable afterwards, then you can't truly hate losing. Not that I enjoy feeling miserable, because I don't. No one does. Optimal performance, I actually allow myself to feel miserable, because I think in the long term it's probably better for the type of competitor that I want to be. There's also a line to that you can't cross, because if you are always miserable, if it goes on too long, then that's not good for recovery. So the balance that I've found is I try to give myself 24 hours to be miserable, or feel however I'm going to feel. Try not to like modulate my feelings at all. When the 24-hour mark comes, then it's like time to start preparing and looking at the next thing. But that's what works for me. During season, you get a lot of internal rotation. Scap rolls forward when you throw. A lot of people do like bands and whatever, which is good for warm-up, but it's not enough of a stimulus to really like lock the scap musculature in. And so over the season, your scap ends up winging, the pec and collarbone get tight, your shoulder ends up like rolling forward, and that puts your shoulder, bicep tendon, and stuff like that in a compromised position, which is not what you want. I like to do these W, Y, and T's all from a supinated position. You got like 2.5s here. 10 seconds on an ISO, trying to hold that position to get everything fired up. And then I do 8 to 10 reps afterwards in that position. So I go supinated, thumbs up. I'm really trying to squeeze my elbows as high as I can, but I'm relaxing my upper traps. And then trying to keep the thumbs up. I'm trying to keep the arms parallel. So that's what the W's look like. Next one is supinated T's. If you go thumb up, it really forces the entire like retraction of the scap and opening up. Thumbs up first, try to rotate all the way back, and then lift from the center of your back and hold this for 10 seconds. Again, trying to keep your thumb up and rotate it out as much as possible. Externally rotate, I should say. And then you're gonna do the same exact thing on the Y's. Instead of lifting like this, where the shoulder can like shrug and go forward, you wanna make sure you lift from an externally rotated position, thumb up, and you're trying to relax this here. You don't want to lift the shoulder up like this. You want to relax this and lift by pinching the scap back. So this should stay like very loose, like there's no tension in it right now. Eccentric bicep curl. Now, if you think about how the throw happens, you're in this position and then the arm flies out, eccentrically loading the bicep and then has to direct the ball. So you're here, you're rotating, get that scap rotation, then the arm flies out this way. So right there, they have to have good bicep control so the elbow doesn't just like snap and hyperextend all the time, because that puts a lot of stress on the elbow because you have more instability in the elbow if you don't have good bicep control. Set my arm here so I can just isolate the bicep, and then I'm just going to slowly over 6 seconds, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I'm not trying to curl it back in, I'm just trying to control it on the way down. Sometimes I will also do it in this position, a supinated forearm position, which gives a little more stimulus, different stimulus, or I'll do it also in a pronated position sometimes. It's not just about doing the reps and like curling it. I could just grab a 20 pound and do some curls. I want to make sure that I'm doing it eccentrically to control, because that's what I have to do in the game.
Watch you.
Oh, you watch my YouTube?
Very interesting. Yes.
Thank you. Next up, we have a static 90 cable rotation. So you're gonna set up here, back toe, right toe pointing straight ahead. I like to grab a medicine ball here, makes it easier on the upper body. And you're just going to, without moving the base, just let the ball rotate back and then pull through. Whoops. Okay, so this is working obliques, it's working hip control, T-spine rotation, and of course we'll switch it and do it the other way. So it's gonna tug you into a little bit of overstretch here. So you're having to control and stabilize at end range. Makes you more resilient to in-game stresses.
Well, it's Thursday and we lost again last night. We're now 6-11 on the year with 2 ties, which makes us the worst team in all of NPB. So yeah, things are not going well at all. One thing that is going well, I guess, is I'm about to hit 1 million subscribers here on YouTube. When I started my YouTube channel in 2013 or whenever I started it, 2011 maybe, I never imagined that I would get to 1 million subscribers. I never imagined there'd be 1 million people that wanted to follow along on the journey. But it's pretty cool. Like 1 million is a big number. I appreciate each and every one of you who has subscribed. If you haven't subscribed and you're watching this, tisk tisk, you should definitely subscribe, even though I'm already over 1 million. But to the people that have been along for the journey through all the years, I really appreciate you guys. And hopefully I've made it worth it in some way for you. Hopefully you've enjoyed the content. Hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've had a chance to bond with your parents or bond with your kids over watching the content. I know a lot of parents watch with their kids. I know a lot of kids watch and learn, a lot of young pitchers. So my goal was always to educate and inspire the next generation of pitchers. And this is a milestone that I guess in some way reflects that I'm being successful in that mission. So hopefully you guys have gotten as much out of it as I have. It's been a very rewarding journey for me, and the content won't stop. This is just a pretty cool milestone, and I wanted to share it with you guys because you guys are a part of it.
Well, I actually got some sleep last night, so I feel significantly better. Still not happy, still kind of pissed off about where I'm at season-wise, but I was thinking about it. If I throw 7 innings in my next outing, then that will be, over my first 4 starts, I will be averaging basically 6.5 innings. So that means I will have thrown 25 innings in my first month of season. That's missing 2 starts. Add 2 more starts of 6.5 is 12, which means I'd average about 36 innings, 37 innings per month. 37 innings over 5 months is 185 innings. Lots of innings to go. And if I can throw 200 innings, then I should have enough time to get my ERA down and all that stuff. So not as bleak as I was feeling yesterday. I have this kind of general rule that if I can keep my worst outing to 7 innings, 4 runs, I'll end up with like a 2.8 ERA or something. Is that enough to win Sawamura? I don't know, because I think the ERA leader is going to be down in like the 1.5 to 1.8 range this year. Okay. Oh, ow, ow, ow. Very good. Oh yeah, other big news is I've now upgraded my glove bag. Sometimes you have to change equipment just to feel better about yourself. So that's what I'm doing. Got the Bauer Outage glove bag, sweater bag. It's got a nice little sweater pocket here on the front. You can put some like rosin bags in there. Sunscreen if you want to stay protected from the sun. Definitely don't let those 2 things touch. It would make a very sticky compound and that wouldn't be good. Available at trevorbauer.com if you want to get a glove bag like mine. Also while you're there, pick up your Breeze glove. It goes really great inside the bag. So great combo available at trevorbauer.com. Hopefully it starts having some wins in it for me.
And that was it for Thursday. A light day of catch, some contrast, and a good night's sleep, which had me in a great mood for
bullpen day. I just want to throw and have fun. Talking to the analysts, I need to throw less fastballs behind the counts because I gave up 7 hits on fastballs after throwing ball 1 last game. More cutters, splitters, and sweepers to lefties in zone because I've been very heavily fastball curveball. So yeah, I guess we'll just work on that and try to have some fun throwing today. Baseball's supposed to be fun. I'm supposed to have fun pitching. And when I'm at my best is when I'm having fun pitching. So that's kind of what I'm trying to work on today, is having fun pitching. Relaxing a little bit mentally, throwing good pitches, but reading the hitters. That way I'm in a flow state. Take the game as it comes and compete and have fun with it instead of like, I don't know, hyper focusing on outcomes. I haven't really been focused on outcomes, but basically I just want to have fun throwing the ball. Yes, onegaishimasu. Thought about it a little bit. I think there's been a lot of frustration on my end. That's what I'm trying to get at. Frustrated with the rain and frustrated with my results. I don't want to live the whole year frustrated. So I need to look at what's been good. My stuff has been good. My command has been good, not great, but good. All my movements have been great. I feel healthier than I have in a good long time. I'm happy about that. My luck has to turn around. And if I continue feeling good, then over the course of the season, I should come out where I want to be. Oh, back pop, I needed that. Hey. Boy, I got some of that glove oil. Nice pocket right here. Big tendency when you're not pitching well to like throw more, try to fix it. But then your body ends up in a hole because you've been doing too much. I'm gonna try to keep throwing on the light to medium side today. Get the intent up, but minimize how much volume I'm doing. New catcher on Sunday, rookie, Shion. And he's gonna catch me in the pen today. For the first half of the bullpen, I'll call pitches so he can see how my pitches move and everything. And then when I switch to the windup, I want him to call pitches. And that way we can talk about like where to set up on the plate in the different counts and also my different quick pitches. All right, so we're working on heaters down and away to lefties. That's too high. Set up glove like at the knees or just below. Oh. All right, very good. Let's try a couple to righties. Yep, the righty spot's way easier for me to get to than the lefty down the way. Okay, let's try some backdoor cutters. Same thing on this glove at the bottom. That's ending up a little bit down and in, but really what I want on this is strike instead of being ball like it has been. There. Very good. Okay, that feels back. Okay, now just throw curveball. Oi! Okay, very good on the curveball. Now let's throw one for a strike. Okay, 1 fastball, 2 curveball, 3 sweeper, change up, cutter. Yeah. What do you think I was throwing? Change up. Oh. Okay. Thank you. Nice job. All good on counts, where to set up. If I just see this, like I'm assuming it's this side, but between the splitter, cutter, and sweeper, I'll have good command of probably 2 of the 3 of them. Okay? All right. Let's go. Yep. Thanks for you. Very good. Good though. Good though.
I was really happy with the bullpen session. It seemed like Shion and I got on the same page very quickly and we were prepped for a really good game coming up. So I finished out the day with some new movements in the weight room, banded trap bar deadlift and high-low pec fly. Now I hadn't done these movements in a while and I think I might have gone a little bit too heavy on them, but more on that in a bit. Freaking brutal night of sleep. Asleep at 11:30 and woke up at 4:50 and then couldn't fall asleep again, so. Better sleep well the night before tomorrow's game because it's a day game. Don't want to get another like 5 hours of sleep and then have to go pitch. So let's go to the field and get a quick day of throwing it and hopefully a nice relaxing contrast therapy and maybe I can sleep tonight, hopefully.
I don't actually feel too bad now that I'm at the field. Oh gosh, that ball's right on me. I'm rotating way better than I have been recently. That's good. Hips are getting loose.
Bounce situation, remember, you always tell you in a dugout, hey, you're bunting, you know, you're bunting.
Yes.
But still, I want you to look at the third base coach because it's pretty obvious that you
always look at the signs, even though I know the signs. As if we're ever gonna let me hit. Me of no hits.
yeah, one.
Morning.
Morning.
I know. I was actually the first American on this staff to get a hit. If you think about it. Gotta get more of that glove wax today. Yeah! I'm in way too good of a mood for 5 hours of sleep. I don't know what's going on. Is less sleep the answer? Is that the hack?
And despite being in a good mood, my upper traps were definitely sore from the workout yesterday. And combine that with a terrible night's sleep, I was definitely concerned for my start tomorrow. Everyone's favorite segment, what's in the box? So check this out, I got a big box. I'm pretty sure this is my new sleep equipment. Ah, yes. So this thing, you like breathe into it. You screw this thing on and you see these little like bands of like color right here? Green is easiest, yellow, then orange, and then red. This is supposed to like activate your lungs and your nervous system. So this will kind of flip me to sympathetic, which is like fight or flight mode. I'm like on, ready to go. So a lot of guys do this like early in the day to activate for the day. It also trains your lungs. So over the course of like 8 to 12 weeks, they see about 50% reduction in sleep disorder breathing just by training with this thing here. So here we have some mouth guards. These are molds. So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create this mold of my teeth. I'm gonna fill these mouth guard things with the molding material, bite into it, and then that's gonna create a mold of my teeth. I send these back, they create a mouth guard for me, and then at night, I wear this mouth guard so that when I'm sleeping, my jaw doesn't go back. So what happens when I'm sleeping is, if I lay on my back, then my jaw goes, my face looks terrible when I do that. I need to sleep on my side. When I'm on my side, I don't have the sleep disorder breathing, but inevitably during the night, I roll onto my back, and then I have really bad sleep disorder breathing. It's called sleep hypopnea, not apnea, it's different. Hypopnea is where your body just stops breathing. So yeah, that's what I have. I'll just go like 2.5 minutes sometimes in the middle of the night and not take a breath. Not great for getting deep sleep. So this is my HRV monitor. So this is the biofeedback device that we've been talking about, optimal HRV, you see that? So basically this goes on, I guess my wrist or arm, connects to an app, and then I can monitor my HRV in real time. What we're trying to do is find the optimal cadence of breathing. So everyone has this natural cadence. Some people 12 breaths per minute, some people are 20 breaths per minute. And generally the lower breaths per minute means the better condition that you're in, the healthier you are. But everyone has a natural frequency with which they breathe at the most relaxed state. So any slower gets them out of balance, any faster gets them out of balance, and that's what we're trying to find. Apparently I have a wife pillow. This is a positional therapy device for me, so it's basically trying to get me to sleep on my side. I right now have a little like sleep backpack. It's an inflatable pouch, and I wear it around my back, and that way when I go to roll over, on my side I go to roll over, but I can't because it kind of blocks me. Now the problem is, in the middle of the night I get uncomfortable and I'm like, this thing sucks, and I just rip it off and throw it out. So I only sleep like half the night with this thing on. So then in the second half of the night I get a lot of breathing disturbances because I don't have my positional therapy device on. So hopefully, I guess the thought is that this will be a better way of doing that. How am I supposed to use this? Dude, I'm gonna have a head pillow, a sleeping pillow, a leg pillow. This is ridiculous. Don't know what that looks like exactly, but we're just gonna leave that there and let it hang out. So those are my new little sleep devices. I gotta get these set up. I gotta do the mouth guards and get them sent back, because I gotta do the molds, send them back. They gotta make the mouth guards, send them back to me. So I won't have those to use for a while, but the HRV and the breathing device, I can start using those right away. And this pillow, once it's done off gassing or whatever that is, I can start using that as well. So another couple days and I'll have some new sleep gadgets to test out. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna test like one of these at a time, and then I'm gonna note it and we're gonna watch for like 2 weeks and see how my sleep adjusts. So that way we're only testing one variable, and that should give us an idea of what makes the biggest difference. So hopefully I don't have to use all of these all the time, but yeah. That's the update on the sleep. Since I had to pitch the next day, I decided to wait to try any of them till after my start. And despite sleeping really well, those tight upper traps came back to bite me. Start day against the carp. Beautiful day, finally. Fans are already out of the ballpark, getting warmed up. I slept a little bit weird. Slept great, 92 sleep score. Feel very energetic, but got a little weird like pinched nerve or something in my neck over here. I'm hoping that when I warm up, it loosens up. But a little sore from my workout 2 days ago. I think the new stimulus of the pec flies probably got me a little bit sore. So not perfect shape and perfect condition for the start today, but plenty good enough. It's gonna be a good day. got a good feeling, gonna execute well, I'm gonna try to have fun pitching. Pretty awesome day. Now the Carp are in first place, and they're a good team. They're very good bat to ball, they don't strike out a whole lot, and what is going on with my hair over here? Look at this. A bedhead. They put the ball in play a lot, so probably not a lot of strikeouts, but I need to be ahead in the count. I think the keys for today are avoid tripling up on pitches, throw strike one consistently throughout the game, high percentage of first pitch strikes, and execute off-speed stuff. All stuff I can do. And go get warmed up, see how it goes.
All right, first pitch of the game, first batter, Tamura. First pitch fastball, he swings at it, grounds out to second, so 1 pitch, 1 out. Second hitter is Hatsuki. Now he's pretty short, so I miss high and I miss low. Really, there's no flow to this bat whatsoever. I'm just trying to throw a strike and didn't succeed, so I walk him. Not a great start. Now, he's gonna come back into play later, but he's also fast, so now I gotta worry about him stealing, which means I need to mix up my timings a little bit, and it's gonna take my attention off the hitter a little bit, which isn't great. Hitting third is Kazono. Now, I knew he'd be swinging first pitch, and I got a super weak ground ball that I was looking for on a cutter. Probably could have been a double play ball in another universe, but somehow it just sneaks through the hole. And at this point, I'm just kind of frustrated because I was like having bad batted ball luck in my prior 2 starts, and now it seems like I'm having bad batted ball luck again, and it's first and third with 1 out in the first inning, and it just, it was very frustrating. We got the 4-hole hitter, Suikani up, and he's got some power. I figured he'd be swinging at the first pitch, so I threw a perfect cutter and finally ahead in the count, which is great. I threw a really good sweeper here, 0-1, out of the exact same tunnel as the cutter, but he didn't budge. So I decided to go fastball down and away out of that same tunnel, but I missed up a little bit, and I almost gave up a sac fly here. Fortunately, it drifted foul, and it also didn't bloop in for a run. But now that I'm 1-2, I'm like, I gotta get a strikeout here. Maybe I can prevent this run from scoring. I threw another really good sweeper, and he didn't budge on it at all. It's almost as if he knew it was coming. More on that in a little bit, but I tried to freeze fastball down, and I missed, and now I'm in danger of walking him. So I tried to land a sweeper for a strike, and I missed high. So I walk him. Now they stole, and I guess they executed a double steal here because the guy from third ended up scoring, which is a super annoying way to give up a run, but that's what happened. So I've not been good this inning. First and second, 1 out. Things are not going well. Up fifth is Fabian. First pitch swing at a sweeper, set at the next pitch, fastball down and away out of the same tunnel, and now I'm set up. I'm 0-2 and I decided to go back to the sweeper, but I left it up too much. Unfortunately, it was hit too softly to be a double play, but at least it wasn't a hit. So we're first and third, 2 outs, and I need to get this out. I can't let more runs score here. 1 run in the first is manageable, 2 is a gut punch. So hitting sixth is Yano, and I need to get strike 1 and not give up a bloop hit here. So I figured he'd be swinging. I went cutter down middle for a strike, which is great to get ahead. And I followed that up with the best splitter I've thrown this year, -2 inches vertical movement with 16 horizontal movement at 88. Now, I wish I could do that every time I throw a splitter, but maybe we'll get there at some point. 0-2, I wasted a curveball. It was a great block by my catcher to keep the ball in front, keep the runner from scoring, and I should have just thrown another splitter, which is what I tried to do next, but it was a non-competitive pitch, and an at-bat that I was dominating is now starting to slip away. He was definitely looking for off-speed on that pitch. What a ridiculous foul ball, but you know, they practice that here actually. There's like a legit thing where they just practice hitting foul balls to spoil pitchers. The hitters here are very good at being super late on the fastball and just shooting it foul. Either way, set up a really good tunnel, so I tried to throw a splitter out of that tunnel and missed terribly. That's going to be a theme for this game. Overall, command was not good at that pitch. Fortunately, I was able to execute a fastball down and away at 96, and this time the weakly hit ball actually went to someone, thank God. Not a good inning at all, 25 pitches, but we're out of it. Only 1 run, it's definitely manageable. Headed out for the second inning, we got the 7-hole hitter Hayashi. I started with a backdoor cutter and I got a pop-up, so that's great because needed that to save the pitch count. Hitting 8th was Ishihara. I figured he'd be taking the first pitch, so I tried to throw this ball right down the middle, but I missed, so fell behind 1-0. I get back in with a cutter, and then I missed terribly with a sweeper. Now, my body was pretty asleep at this point. Like, I just hadn't woken up for the game. Didn't really wake up until like the 4th inning. But yeah, my command was kind of all over the place. He was all over this 2-1 fastball, timing-wise, but he fouled it off, thankfully. Now, I knew they were looking for off-speed and 2 strike counts, so I tried to sneak a fastball freeze in there. And it was just another emergency, ridiculous foul ball. That ball was basically by him. And those 2 fastballs got him split up just enough that he mishit this elevated sweeper. Could easily have gone for a hit. Was not a great pitch, but it is the second out. Now, hitting 9th is the pitcher, Tamamura, and he took 2 heaters for strikes and clearly was not swinging because I threw this nasty split and he didn't even budge. And I recognized that. I was like, okay, he's just taking this at bat. So I tried to throw a fastball middle and missed. 2-2, I executed the fastball and we get the first strikeout of the day. Sloppy inning, but I'll take it. Third inning, we're back to the top of the order with Tamura, and I throw a perfect backdoor cutter. It's great to get ahead, but doesn't really set up a great tunnel to use for the rest of the at-bat. Now, he triggered on that curveball, which told me he was looking inside. I threw a nasty splitter to get to 1-2. It was another really good one with negative vertical movement. But this at-bat has no flow to it. Now, I figured he'd be looking off-speed since the rest of the teams seem to be looking off-speed in 2-strike counts this game, so I used the splitter tunnel to stick a fastball down for a freeze. Finally, have a good executed at-bat in this game. 1 out and Hatsuki's back up. Now he ducks under strike 1 here. The ball hit my catcher in the mask. That should always be a strike, but this guy's tiny, so missed again to fall behind 2-0. Coming in, I identified that his game is just to walk and to basically waste pitches, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. I tried a front hip two-seam here 2-2, but missed pretty badly to go full. And on his first swing of the day, I blew a fastball by him for my 3rd K. Now, it was probably a ball, but fortunately, he swung at it and I get a strikeout and we're moving right along. Up next is Kazono. Now, I missed with a backdoor sweeper and my first pitch strike rate, which was good for the first 2 innings, is terrible this inning. I executed a good fastball down and away and then landed the backdoor sweeper to get a lazy pop-up to end the inning. And that led to my first at-bat of the day. Now, I auto-took the first pitch just to force him to throw a strike, and I really should have swung at the second one because it was elevated and hittable, but 3rd strike looked very low, but obviously it wasn't, and that's just a pathetic at-bat. So let's just move along to the 4th inning. Leading off is Suikani, and first pitch cutter for a strike. Now I get away with this one, but that happens when you throw the first pitch strike. Now I threw a great sweeper and still got no budge out of him, so he's got to be sitting slow, and I tried the anchor fastball down and away because of that, but I missed. Unfortunately, I had really good cutter command today, so I nailed the down and away corner to get back to 2-2. I didn't want to throw another heater because that's really what he can hit, but he wasn't swinging at any of my breaking balls, so I decided to throw a backdoor splitter. Just like I thought, he saw the outside tunnel and he took the pitch thinking he was going to break away, and it ran back right in the middle, and I get a looking strikeout, and he looked kind of confused and frustrated on that, which I love to see, quite honestly. Up next is Fabian, and I throw a quick pitch fastball right in the middle. Now, as soon as he saw me start my delivery, he just put the bat on his shoulder and shut down. So I steal a strike, and now I have a perfect tunnel for the at-bat set up. I throw a good splitter, but it started off the plate away, so it was a ball the whole time, and I don't get the swing, even though I had good movement. And then I hung a slider, and I actually got super lucky he didn't crush this ball because it was right in the hitting zone, but it's 1-2. Now I tried the splitter again, figuring I might get a take like I did last at bat, but he fouled it off. And now I had a sense he was looking for a sweeper, so I threw another timing disruption his way with a pause leg kick and painted a fastball down and away. And now I figured he would have to swing at the sweeper, which he did, and almost killed me. I mean, thank God I have Breeze protecting me. Like, not only does Breeze look incredible, he also saves lives. Does your glove do that? Yeah, I didn't think so. Fortunately for you, you can get the exact same glove I wear right now. It's the same leather, the same design, same deep pocket, no knockoffs, just 100% big leagues. All right, so stop fooling around and get yours right now at trevorbauer.com. Next up is Yano. Another quick pitch fastball for strike 1, and we have a great splitter tunnel set up. But let's just ignore that second pitch, act like that didn't happen, and we can ignore that third pitch too. I just lost command there for a little bit. Fortunately, he was a little late on a fastball, and I get a lazy pop-up to end the inning. Not really much to break down about that at-bat, just pretty bad command. Anyway, time for another one of my at-bats. Now, we'd already put up 2 runs this inning, and I came up with 2 outs and men on first and second. So no use for a sac bunt here, which means I was going to have to try and get a hit. And I guess he figured I might swing at the first pitch, so he threw a backdoor slider. It was very hard to see, and it's also very hard to hit. So yeah, I'm going to add that into my game. Also, just to know, what an ugly excuse for a swing. Jesus, Trevor. Oh my goodness. I laid off a fastball up and away to get to 1-1, and I figured he'd throw another fastball, but he did not. Backdoor slider. Well executed on his part. Anyway, out for the 5th inning. We got Hayashi at the plate. We just got a lead. I need to have a shutdown inning. That's what's going through my mind. So I put a huge importance on this inning to go out and have a good inning and go 1-2-3 and not let him get back in the game. Splitter for strike 1, followed by a backdoor curveball. And I tried to bury a split, but missed. So we're 1-2. After 3 off-speed pitches, I needed to speed him up a little bit, and I just missed the inside corner. That's a free strikeout if I execute it, so it's annoying that I missed, but it was still a good pitch. I tried going down and away to freeze with the fastball since I hadn't thrown anything out there the entire bat, and I missed inside a little bit, but I did get the freeze for my 5th K. Nice job by my catcher for sticking that pitch. Next up, Ishihara. I quick pitch fastball for a strike, and I throw a backdoor splitter for a strike to go to 0-2. And now I have a massive tunnel opened up outside, so I dropped a curveball right through it for a 3-pitch K, which is just a perfectly executed sequence. 2 outs, nobody on, and now we have the pitcher up to finish the shutdown inning. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Now, that's how you draw up a shutdown inning. 3 Ks, no base runners, dominant. So, through 5 innings, 0 hard hit balls, 14 of 16 first pitch strikes. See how those two kind of just go together? 2 walks and 7 Ks. Time for the 6th inning. Back to the top of the order with the 1-hole hitter. It's perfect backdoor sweeper for strike 1, really well executed. That's great to get ahead, but it doesn't really set a tunnel. So I tried the fastball in and missed by an inch or 2. Now ignore that terrible split right there that completely ruined the flow of the at-bat, please. Just act like it didn't happen. I was gonna challenge him with what I knew he was looking for, and it was only 92, because I still wasn't fully warmed up yet, but he was still a little bit late. So we're 2-2, and I tried the splitter again, but it was terrible, so just ignore that. 3-2 to leadoff guy with a 1-run lead, you have to throw a strike. You gotta force the action, because that's what happens most often, an out. Okay, up next is the 2-hole hitter, Hatsuki, this guy again. And honestly, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to throw the ball. If that height isn't a strike and my catcher's mask isn't a strike, I don't know what is, really. And this at-bat just turned into a fastball fest. Me trying to throw it right down the middle, him either refusing to swing or trying his best not to put the ball in play, and eventually I walked him again. It's just a super annoying at-bat when someone isn't even trying to get a hit and just looking to run my pitch count up, but whatever. And that brings up Kazono. So after a couple of pickoffs, I throw ball 1. Now here, we didn't want to give up a homer or a double because anything hit, this guy's probably going to score from first, anything in the gap. Throw a really good backdoor cutter on 1-0 to get me back to even. And this is actually a great angle to talk about. Watch him start to twitch and go towards second before I even start my delivery. He was timing how long I hold the ball before delivering the pitch, and I got too consistent with my time. So despite slide stepping and a perfect throw from my catcher, I gave up a stolen base. I still think he was out, but after review, they ruled him safe, and now a bloop ties the game. Now, it was a pretty lengthy review, and I was positive that Kazono would be swinging on the first pitch. So I threw a nasty splitter, another negative vertical movement splitter, and I got a cyclone. That's when the hitter just spins himself in a circle. Yeah, I like that new term. Anyway, if he looked bad on that one, why not try another one? Now, I have no idea how he touched this ball. It was a nasty pitch. And I also have no idea how my catcher made this play. It was just incredible. Now, I thought for sure it was a hit, but then he threw him out. It was just a fantastic play. Really saved me right there. And that brought up Suikani, the 4-hole hitter, and I threw him a first pitch sweeper away, and I got a swing. Now, I'm not sure why I didn't go back to it, but I think it was because he wasn't swinging at sweepers earlier, so I thought I'd anchor a fastball away to get to 0-2 and then go back to the sweeper, but I just left it up and over the middle, and yeah, he crushed this ball. Now, for all the bad luck that I've had in my last couple starts, I finally had some good luck here. A great play by my catcher, followed by a great play by my center fielder to save me a run and preserve the lead. So, thank you guys. And now it's time for my 3rd at bat, which I don't even want to break down, but we'll do it anyway because you guys have asked for it. 2 outs, nobody on, ball 1 on an up and away fastball, and I was sitting fastball 1-0 here. I figured he would not want to fall behind the pitcher 2-0, and I got a very hittable pitch, but I did not hit it well, so maybe next game I'll get a hit. Probably not with that swing. Anyway, out for the 7th inning. First hitter is Fabian, and I threw ball 1 on a cutter, kind of slipped on the mound a little bit here, but I executed the next one perfectly to get a swing and a miss, and now we're back to 1-1. And after 2 balls running away from him, I decided to run a splitter back the opposite way. Now, it's a dangerous pitch speed-wise, and he definitely was all over it timing-wise, but the break kind of ran in on him and below his barrel a little bit, and he fouled it off of his shin. No idea how he stayed in this game, because I thought he might have broken his shin on that. He crushed the ball. But unfortunately for him, I nailed the same tunnel for the 3rd pitch in a row with a 3rd different movement, and he chased a curveball in the dirt for my 8th K. I honestly felt kind of bad, because his shin could not have been feeling good right there, but I'll take my 8th K. I don't feel that bad, actually. Next up is Yano, and first pitch cutter for a strike, followed by a rainball curveball to get to 0-2. And I'm pretty sure that 0-2 pitch was a strike. I'm not sure exactly where it missed, but I did not get the call. So on the 1-2 count, my old friend, the wasted splitter, came out to play. Now, for as good as the movement was this game, the command of that pitch was terrible. So we're 3-2, and I made the decision to challenge with a fastball in the heart of the plate. It actually drifted away a little bit, but I was not going to take a chance of walking him and giving up a free base runner at this point. So my shortstop made a really nice play on a fast runner, and I get the out. So all that bad batted ball luck that I've had in my last couple games is now evening out because balls are starting to go actually to my defenders. Next up is Hayashi, and I missed with the first pitch cutter, so I'm starting to lose the thread a little bit on the first pitch strikes here. This was a very dangerous pitch, but thankfully he missed it. 1-1, I hit the same tunnel as the splitter before and jam him to get to 1-2. So now I have a perfect curveball tunnel and sequence set up. So that's what I decided to do, but I didn't bounce it. and when he hit it, I thought this was a homer. And luckily, I was wrong and it just went to the track, but that was not a good at bat for me execution-wise. Anyway, through 7 innings, we're at 113 pitches, 1 hit, 1 hard hit ball, 3 walks, 8 Ks, 17 for 23 on first pitch strikes, which is 74%. Now, 70% is my benchmark. Anything above that is good with me. Anything below that is not good with me. Anyway, at 113 pitches, I definitely would not have gotten to go back out for this next inning in the States. I probably wouldn't have even gotten to throw the 7th, honestly. But here in Japan, I do. And it's one of my favorite things about Japanese baseball. So out for the 8th inning. First up is Noma. I throw a sweeper for strike 1, and I bounce a splitter for ball 1. And the reason I'm not getting any swings on that is because it's starting so far inside. Like, he's jumping out of the way of the pitch, and then it's bouncing. I was like, 2-1, that's it. I need to throw a strike here. I'm okay with whatever the outcome. I need to make sure and throw this cutter in the heart of the plate and make sure it's a strike. At this point, I was gonna make them beat me. I was not gonna beat myself. Now, I really like this tunnel. Cutter top of the zone that looks like a ball, but it's a strike. Then a fastball that starts lower than the cutter and looks like a strike, but actually ends up a ball. My dad calls it setting the edge. You set the edge of the strike zone with a pitch that starts outside of it, and then anything that starts inside of that and runs off the plate or below the plate or above the plate, they have to pay more attention to because they've already seen the edge of what you can do. Kind of a tricky way of playing it, but something my dad started talking about years ago, and I actually really like it. It's very insightful. Curveball right out of the same tunnel, but somehow he put it in play instead of just missing it, which is really a shame because that was really well executed sequence by me. But yeah, they're good bat to ball here. So even when you execute a great sequence, it doesn't always end up as a strikeout. And the next hitter is Nakamura, who's a pinch hitter, but I went with a sweeper to avoid an ambush and I missed, so I fell behind 1-0. And I decided to execute a slide step fastball away, and he hit a triple. Fortunately, it stayed in the yard. I mean, at least I have a chance to get out of it now, but definitely not what I wanted to do here in the 8th inning at like 120 pitches already. In the States, or really anywhere else in the world probably, I would have been pulled from this game a long time ago. But here in Japan, they actually let pitchers pitch, and yeah, I love Japanese baseball for that. This is the fun part. And these are the fun moments that you don't get anywhere else. This is what I live for, pitching. So, all right, let's see what we got. 1-hole hitter. First pitch curveball, top of the zone for a strike, setting the edge. Second pitch curveball, bottom of the zone for a foul ball. And then I execute a nasty curveball down and in below the zone for strikeout number 9 on the night. He took an awkward swing and perfectly executed there. If he didn't swing at that one, I was going to go with that high fastball that I'd been setting up the entire at bat, but I'll take the 3-pitch K. And now we got Hatsuki, this guy again. I went with a curveball and I threw it for a strike. Now, fortunately, I got the top of the zone right there. Next pitch, I went curveball in the dirt and he triggered on it, so he almost swung, but he did lay off. So I went with a heater. Unfortunately, I missed at 96 to fall behind 2-1, but I can use that miss up there for a curveball freeze if I need it later in the at-bat, so I logged that in my mind. Now 2-1, I went back to the heater and finally got the top of the zone called, which was huge to get me to 2-2. This is my 128th pitch, so I actually only had 2 more before getting pulled, and I didn't want to leave any runners on base. I wanted to finish my inning. So 2-2, even though he hadn't swung at a fastball yet, I figured I'd sped him up enough, and I went back to the curveball. And I actually nailed the exact same fastball up and away tunnel and got my 10th K of the night to strand the runner on third. Perfectly executed 2-pitch sequence, and I was fired up to get out of that jam and preserve the lead. Now Issei came in the 9th, 1-2-3, and we got the 2-1 win. So all in all, it was a great night. 8 innings, 3 walks, which isn't great. 10 Ks though, 2 hits, 2 hard hit balls, 20 for 27 on first pitch strikes, and a much needed win. Now I'm gonna need a lot more of these outings if I'm gonna climb back into the Sawamura Award rankings, but you gotta start somewhere, and this was a great place to do it against a first place team. Anyway, there's a lot more like this to come, so subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it, and I'll see you in the next one.